After roll call.
Pretty amazing.
I'd like to call the order to the Dallas City Council meeting for Monday, April 1st, 2024. Secretary, please call the roll.
Council President Schilling.
Here.
Councilor Adams.
Here.
Councilor Barrientos.
Here.
Councilor Briggs.
Here.
Councilor Collins.
Present.
Councilor Fitzgerald.
Here.
Councilor Jantz.
Here.
Councilor Shane.
Here.
Councilor Verdon.
Here.
Thank you. You're probably wondering why I got all these bodyguards here. Do the pledge. Okay. Please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to introduce you to the 5A high school wrestling champions. Is Joseph Johnson here? Please stand up. Polly, please stand up. These are your individual champions for this last year. So one at a time, I'm going to have you wrestle this guy right here. Thank you. So I understand that the first thing you did after the championships was run to the nearest Red Robin so you can have a greasy burger. Got tired of diets and stuff like that. So, Coach, tell us about the experience.
It was a pretty special experience for me because this was my first year as high school coach, but I've been the middle school coach for 15 years. I've got to coach most of them all in middle school and watch them as they got older and wrestled in high school. But it was a really fun season. It was really neat to watch other teams figure out, like, oh, shoot, Dallas is and like we kind of knew it at the beginning of the season, but other teams started to figure it out as the season went on. And it wasn't just our boys; it was our girls too. And I think at one point they had the rankings out for the girls, and our girls weren't ranked in the top 10. And we ended up taking second with the girls team. And I think the strangest thing is how I found out. I don't know how you guys found out, but I was in the back waiting for Joseph Johnson to be called to go wrestle. And somehow mathematically, it was like we needed, I think, 2 Thurston kids to lose. And 2 Thurston kids lost, and the Lebanon assistant coach comes up and goes, hey, good job, you guys are state champs. Yeah, they lost, and they walked off. And went, oh. That was overwhelming, I think. That was pretty cool, I guess. But it was a really special experience with a really special group of kids, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
It's my understanding.
Not to mention awesome coaching staff that show up to, man, it's definitely not a me thing. This is a we thing. This is a them, and this is all the hard work these guys put in.
Nice
It's
job.
my understanding this is the 3rd state championship for the boys.
Yeah.
It must be in the blood. So what we've been doing is been recognizing state champions, and so far this is the 2nd team this year, and we'd like to continue to do it. So
Yeah, let's encourage that trend.
yeah,
Yeah. So, Mayor, if it's all right, what we'll do is the hard part now is figuring out how to get all of you in this little semicircle area so we can take a photo. So coaches and wrestlers, come on up and find your way to get within this space. We'll probably have the city council stand up so you can be in the photo too.
You see how well coached they are.
What did he call them?
The presentations.
All right, thank you, Mayor Woods. So I have one, and I'm going to read a letter from our House of Representative member, Representative Scharf. She sent a letter saying, Mayor Woods and members of the Dallas City Council, please accept this, which is an official copy of the House concurrent resolution honoring Dallas on their 150th city celebration. I am honored to represent Dallas and look forward to a year of celebrations. Representative Anna Scharf. And so what I will do is ask Council President Schilling and the mayor to join me in the front for a photo with this nice framed copy of our House concurrent
Nice.
resolution,
Very nice.
signed by Governor and other people.
The other people.
Senate President and Speaker of the House.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, those two.
We do the same thing, couple of the cameras. Hold your smile.
And that's all the recognitions or introductions we have.
Okay, next is public comment. Thank goodness that the rest didn't have anything to say.
I have one online.
One on,
One online. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Ann?
Okay.
Go ahead, Ann.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Ann Hurd, president of Friends of the Dallas Aquatic Center. I must tell you, the picture I have on YouTube is spectacular of all of you. You look great. And wish I could be there, but I'm still recovering from pneumonia. So,
If I look
Anyway,
great, then it's not a good picture.
oh, come on. No, it's a great picture. Everything looks really good. I wanted to share that our banner renewals, which is our main first source of income for the pool, are just coming right along. We anticipate probably 96% renewal, and so that's fabulous. We have given another 5,000 or 10,000 so far to the trust fund, so we're building up that fund a little bit. On Wednesday at 8 a.m., we're hosting the Dallas Area Chamber of Commerce for Wake Up Wednesday at the pool, and we hope to have a good turnout there. We did last year, hope to have another good turnout in 2 days. We also are required to have our annual meeting in April. So our annual meeting of the Friends of the Dallas Aquatic Center will take place at 9:30 on Wednesday morning. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to have election of officers, and we have a few changes. But luckily, everybody who's not an officer can remain on the board, so that's really helpful. I would also like to say that we are going to revisit the water safety classes in some form that we had all organized, ready to go for school year 2021. But then COVID hit. What we were going to do was bus all the elementary schools one class at a time for 2 classes in 1 week. We're going to hit everybody in all the schools. All the teachers agreed. Everything was great. And they were going to learn how to safely correctly put on a life jacket, and then how to float and how to get over to the side with a life jacket. Probably not going to be able to do that this go around, but we're going to do something. We're determined to get some water safety classes going again, even if it's just for the K through 3 crowd. and to make personal flotation devices, life jackets, available to anybody who wants to borrow them, like the programs that they have at different lakes and rivers, where you can borrow a life jacket for the day, something like that here in Dallas. And so we're really committed to water safety, and May is Water Safety Month. So I guess that's all I have to say, and hopefully I'll see you at the next meeting. And I'll say again, you all look great. Thank you very much for letting me talk.
Thank you, Ann. Any other public comment? Okay, next is the consent agenda. Following items are on the consent agenda: the approval of the March 18, 2024 work session meeting minutes, and the approval of the March 18, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Anything you want to withdraw, or I'd entertain a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
I move in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, passes unanimous. Reports or comments from the mayor and council members? Yes, Kirsten.
I have a comment. So yesterday was the Day of Trans Visibility, March 31st. It's a day to celebrate our transgender friends, family, and neighbors. And it should be a chance for all of us to come together and show our support for the transgender community in our city. Transgender individuals, especially here in Dallas, have really faced more than their fair share of challenges. But despite those obstacles that they've encountered, they've continued to show incredible strength, resilience, and courage, and that's really something we're celebrating. The Trans Day of Visibility is really about shining a spotlight on these amazing people in our community who are transgendered. But it's also about really recognizing their unique contributions and talents in our community and loving and accepting people just the way they are. It's really about making sure that we educate ourselves and become more understanding and accepting. It's really about learning to see the world through someone else's eyes and standing up against discrimination and prejudice in all of its forms. So in honor of Trans Day of Visibility, I'd like to celebrate, but also to commit to being a better ally to our friends and transgendered neighbors. And to continue to work toward creating a city where everyone feels safe and supported and respected regardless of their gender identity.
Thank you. Any other comments, council members? Okay, move on to reports from the city manager and staff.
All right, thank you, Mayor Woods. I just have one tonight, and it is a follow-up from the public hearing that the council had at your last meeting, where you had voted 5-3 to deny the land use applications for Comprehensive Plan Amendment 2301 and Zone Change 2302. Because the land use application was denied, which is contrary to the staff recommendation, the planning commission recommendation in the report, we had our city attorney draft formal findings to support the decision that was made. And so the action tonight for you is to, there's a recommended motion to approve the final order and notice of decision for the land use applications, Comprehensive Plan Amendment 2301 and Zone Change 2302, which just adopts those formal findings. It's important to do that in case there's an appeal of this land use application, to know what the findings were of the council in making that decision. So
is there a motion on this?
there is.
David?
I move to approve the final order and notice of decision for land use applications, Comprehensive Plan Amendment 2301 and Zone Change 2302.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in
We'll
favor?
probably do a roll call vote on this, Mayor.
Roll call?
Yeah,
Roll call.
should.
Counselor Barrientos,
Yes.
Counselor Briggs,
No.
Counselor Collins,
Yes.
Counselor Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Counselor Jantz,
Yes.
Counselor Shane,
Yes.
Counselor Verdon,
Yes.
Council President Schilling,
Yes.
Counselor Adams.
Yes.
It passes by majority. Next on the agenda is the second reading of ordinances, ordinance number 1893.
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance is an ordinance amending Dallas City Code Section 6.325 relating to parking and time limitations.
Any discussion? Yes, Debbie.
Thinking about people that come to our town, like for the weekend to shop, this would include Saturday, and it's pretty often. If you want someone to have lunch and check out all of downtown and wander around and shop, then have ice cream or whatever, it takes longer than 2 hours to do that. I'd rather see people be able to spend 4 hours hanging out downtown on the weekends.
Any other comments?
Was that something that was talked about or debated when this was drawn up, or did it slip under the radar?
Nope. So the amendments you can see on page 16 and 17 of the council packet. So the time limits have been established in the code for many years. What you're changing here is on page 16 is a code reference from subsection 3 to subsection 4. And the change here is really to memorialize in code that the council has delegated the authority to create time parking limitations to the city manager. So you have that authority granted under section 6.000. You've delegated certain authorities under that section to the city manager, including the regulation of parking of vehicles. And so right now, I will sometimes create an order to establish a time parking zone. I just did this recently over on Church Street in front of the Red Clover, because that was not time parking, but because it's a retail establishment and retail establishments like to see turnover, it made sense to create a time parking zone in front of their business and across the street where Court Street Neighborhood Grill is. And so I created that, but I just create that through an order. And with code services being out in the field, they like to refer to code when they're issuing a citation. This just makes it clear that, when they look at this code section, there's only certain streets listed, and they would get confused being like, well, why does this street have time parking when it's not in the code? So this then adds a subsection that says that you've delegated the city manager authorities to do this. And so it gives them the cue of, I need to go look at those orders to then see, the justification for why the time parking is where it is.
Okay, let me pare it back to what I think
Yep.
I understand. What I think I understand is that to set individual limits for particular times and particular places, we don't need legislation to do that. That's a power delegated to you.
Correct.
So if you wanted to change any part of that, you could do it administratively. And what this is doing is just filling a gap to give you, make your authority apply more uniformly throughout the city.
This is just clarifying and putting in code that action that you have delegated that authority to the city manager. It was done in resolution previously. This just codifies that.
So we're formalizing it more.
Right.
You're not actually giving the city manager any authority in this. You are just amending this to recognize that you have given him the authority in this other section so that this doesn't look like it's out of sync with the rest of the code.
Okay, thanks.
But as far as the limits on parking and days and times, if the council wants to discuss that, you can certainly do that. That would just be through another resolution. I would recommend, if you want to have that conversation, making it go to the public admin committee for a conversation.
More discussion? Okay, I declare ordinance number 1893 to pass its second reading, and the secretary call for the roll.
Counselor Briggs?
Yes.
Counselor Collins?
Yes.
Counselor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Counselor Jantz?
Yes.
Counselor Shane?
Yes.
Counselor Verdin?
Yes.
Council President Schilling?
Yes.
Counselor Adams?
Yes.
Counselor Barrientos?
Yes.
I declare the ordinance number 1893 is passed by unanimous vote. Any other business? Are the wrestlers still here? Okay, we can leave.
Time for a